Doug Jenkins, who is the voice of WKXA, WFIN, and 106.3 The Fox. He's our news director, and he's our choice for Humans of Findlay today. Doug, how long have you been a direct news director?
I've been a news director for about 10 years now, and almost 5 in Findlay. I did 5 years in Lima before that.
That's right. You were with WIMA in Lima?
Yeah, the Clear Channel station, or I guess iHeartMedia now, stations down there.
Now, I understand while you were there, you got picked up a couple of Associated Press awards. Can you explain those a little bit?
Yeah, we really wanted to have some success and show that we were having some success in the radio newsroom. So I think by my last year we won Best Small Market Newsroom, but we've won a few for breaking news coverage, a few for continuing coverage on various court cases, elections, things like that. We had a pretty bad police shooting situation one time that we did a lot of extensive coverage on it, and while it was a horrible story, it was nice to be recognized for the efforts we put into it.
Exactly, yeah, to win an AP for a small market, that's not a little thing to...
Yeah, well, there's a lot of, I mean, when you think about radio in Ohio, most of it is in small markets. You've got 3 big markets, 2 medium markets with Dayton and Toledo, and then everything else is pretty much lumped into that small market section. So it can be pretty competitive.
What's the difference between Lima and Findlay? You made the journey here.
It's somewhat similar, a little bit different. For my beat covering the county primarily as opposed to the city, which the afternoon reporter does, a lot of the same things. You're talking about infrastructure, things like that. Certainly there's a little bit more of a higher crime rate in Lima, but that's not to say Findlay's without its odd crimes to cover. So we're on that beat as well. I think we probably focus a little bit more on economic development in Findlay, especially just in the last few years. There's just been so much to report on that there's been a lot of that.
So let's start back at the beginning. You went to the University of Findlay.
Mm-hmm.
What was your degree in?
Broadcast telecommunication.
And when did you graduate?
That's a funny story. 2002, technically, although I had an independent study that I didn't get completed because I took a full-time job, and I never wrote the screenplay. That the older I get, the dumber that sounds. But I was going to write a screenplay for an independent study, never got it done, so never technically got my degree until about 3 or 4 years ago, and I went back and got those 3 credit hours. So I'm either a graduate of the 2002 class or 2012. I'm not sure which. We'll have to go get my transcripts.
All right, see which one's more popular in the class. I like that. And then while you were here, you were in broadcasting.
Mm-hmm.
You were on the radio station.
Yeah, actually, I came for a business administration, and then I saw flyers hanging up for the campus radio station WLFC. Come be a DJ, no experience necessary. And I'd always listened to people on the radio and thought that sounds like it'd be a lot of fun to do. I'd like to get in. Didn't really know how to do that, so never really considered it much. And then once I was able to start doing some DJing on the college station, since I had the requisite no experience, I really enjoyed it. Got to talking to people who were also communication majors, and kind of laid out, oh yeah, I guess I can get into radio, and this is sort of the path.
You've got a great voice for it. Do you have to do any voice training or anything like that? Or?
No, this is just what I sound like. I don't realize that I'm talking in a radio voice, I guess. I don't know. I don't know that it's that great of a radio voice, but people will tell me, you're always talking in your radio voice. I don't mean to. That's just how I talk.
That's just how you talk.
My bigger thing is trying not to lose it. I would go through stretches where I'd lose it for a week at a time without really any rhyme or reason. Turns out it was just an allergies problem, so got that under control.
All right, so you have the news responsibilities,
mm-hmm.
and you oversee how many people?
Just one, the afternoon reporter. So that's I handle the mornings. I go in at about 4 in the morning, and I'm there till about 12:30, 1 o'clock or so, and the afternoon person usually comes in actually around 10 in the morning and stays till 6 or 7. But if we know there's going to be a story later in the day, that shift flexes a little bit, and they'll come in later in the afternoon and stay later in the evening, that type of thing. But it's just 2 of us.
All right, now you're a play-by-play man for Ottawa.
Yeah, Ottawa Glen. You can't call it just Ottawa because Glandorf people get mad about that.
Yes, they do. And you football and basketball. How did you get into that?
When my first job was in Delphus, Ohio, WDOH, and I started doing play-by-play for sort of their off sports, I guess you would say. I do play-by-play for soccer, volleyball, softball, baseball, you name it. If they'd pay me to do it, I wanted to do it, and so we were there. And I would do also some football and basketball, but not quite as much as the more experienced guys. And after about 3 years of that, that's when I got hired at Clear Channel in Lima. And part of the job that they offered was play-by-play for football and basketball for Ottawa-Glandorf, because the station that they're on, 106.3 The Fox, was actually owned by Clear Channel at that point. And then somewhere along the way, it got sold to Blanchard River Broadcasting. And in the interim, while I was still the news director at Clear Channel, they were kind enough to let me keep doing the games for 106.3 The Fox, even though it was, I guess, technically a competing company. So I've been doing that for about this will be my 11th season coming up.
And then you also spent some time here at the University of Findlay giving back your knowledge and expertise to the students?
As long as they consider it knowledge and expertise, I'll keep coming. About a year ago, the advisor for the college station WLFC took another job. And my wife works at the university, and she says, you ought to see if you can do that on a part-time basis. I didn't know if it would be an option or not, but I reached out to a couple people, and the outgoing advisor, Chris Underation, who I'd come to know pretty well. And it just worked out that that's kind of what they were looking for. And so I go in about 2 hours every day and do paperwork and try and work with some of the students on, programming the station, a little bit on their delivery, and, website building, that type of thing, and it's a lot of fun. It's very fulfilling.
And that's WLFC.
Mm-hmm.
And they do news, sports,
mostly independent rock, and then the DJs are just kind of learning, how to do a break in between songs and things like that. They do have Oiler sports. We've kind of compartmentalized that so that we don't have students that maybe they have a class or something and they're supposed to be helping out with the sporting event, then they can't be there. We've tried to limit that so there's no conflicts. But they broadcast Oiler sports, and we're working to get news broadcasts back on there and everything like that.
How long have you been lived in Findlay?
We've been here since 2011 now, March of 2011 when we moved back.
And that was from Lima?
Yeah.
From Lima. Are you originally from Findlay then? Or?
No, I grew up Indian Lake, or Huntsville, but nobody knows where Huntsville is, so I always just say Indian Lake. That's where people always associate.
And what brought you to Findlay? Was it the university?
Yeah, a lot of my family members are down here. My dad went here, his brother and sister, one of my cousins went here, my brother after me went here, so I guess it's just kind of been a tradition to come here. And I initially wasn't going to, and then came up for a campus visit. And thought, yeah, all right, I like this better than everywhere else I'm looking. So I came here, and it couldn't have been a better decision.
What makes it feel like home to you? I mean, why did you come back?
When I thought about it, I missed the connection to the college a little bit, even though I didn't initially come up here to do anything with the college. I knew it's just a great place to raise a family. The schools around here, I mean, you can't miss. Findlay City Schools or the county schools, we knew that wherever we sent our kids to, that we were going to send them to a very good school. So that was very important. Still close to Ottawa-Glandorf. That's a job that I really enjoy doing and enjoy spending time over there too. So got to, only 20 minutes away from some pretty good ribs. That's not a bad thing. The more we thought about it, my wife had a job offer in Columbus. We thought about going that way, and then ultimately we say, you know what, Findlay's going to be the best thing for our family. So
let's talk about family. You're married?
Okay. Yes.
To?
Rebecca Jenkins.
And how many years have you and Rebecca been married?
It'll be 10 years next April.
10 years. And she works here at the university in any capacity?
Yeah, she's the director of public relations and marketing here,
or
marketing, however they say it.
3 children?
Yeah, one with my ex, David. He's 12, going to be 13 real soon. And then Rebecca and I have a son, Ben. He's 8, just turned 8. And then our daughter, Madeline, will be 6 pretty soon. Actually, her birthday's one day before my oldest son. So September's a busy day for birthday presents, or a busy month for birthday presents.
Now, are you getting involved in their sports and activities and everything?
Yeah, I coach Ben and Madeline's soccer teams. Ben plays U10 soccer. Maddie will play U6 soccer. So that's every fall and spring, and practices 2 nights a week for both of them. So it ends up being about 4 nights a week on the soccer fields, but it's a lot of fun.
And you get to sleep when?
Not much. Go to sleep probably about 10:30, get up about 3 in the morning, and hopefully find time for about a half-hour nap during the day at some point. So not a lot of sleep. I'll try and make it up on the weekends.
If you had a role model, somebody you looked up to in the past, could be any time from youth, college to now, who would it be and why?
Oh boy. Yeah, I think when it comes to radio influences, I had 2 really good professors here who unfortunately just are no longer with us, Steve Beck and Jim Greenwood. And they meant a lot to me when I was here and kind of helped shape, my path to find my way into professional radio. And then my first job at WDOH in Delphus, I worked with a guy, his name's Bob Ulm, he's their news director there. He's legally blind, he's been doing the news there forever. And he just works harder than anybody. You wouldn't even know that he's blind or anything like that. And you work with somebody like that and you realize, if I want people to respect me the way that they respect Bob, I got to work my tail off, just like he does, but even more so. And that having that sort of bar set out in front of me, this is what I have to achieve. When you're a young professional, having somebody like that to look up to and mentor you and try and stack up to, it's a very good thing to have.
If you had a motto or a verse or a creed, what would it be? And
oh wow!
Why would you be attached to it?
Don't be a jerk. I don't know. Everybody seems so angry anymore, so I'm never sure why people always default to hostility. And so whenever I start getting a little mad about something, I try and figure out if it's something worth being mad about, or is this one just let slide and pick a battle worth fighting? 'Cause it seems like too many people are trying to fight every battle anymore.
And it's not. I heard one great quote. It's not my hill to die on.
Yeah. That's, you don't have to fight every battle. It's just people can relax.
If you could describe Findlay in a couple of words or a sentence, how would you describe it?
Just home. Every once in a while you kind of get that hankering, like I wonder if I could, take a shot at a bigger market or something like that. And when you just think about it, like just nowhere else is going to be the same. And I tell everybody with Ottawa Glandorf, every once in a while they'll ask me, have you ever thought about doing college games or something like that, or picking up and doing some other games? It's not the same. And until I experienced it, and I've done broadcasts for other high schools and done news in other markets and everything, and it's never felt like it has, like with doing the news in Findlay and doing the sports for Ottawa Glandorf. They're unique and to their own, and it's nice to be a part of.
Excellent. Well, we thank you for your time. This is Doug Jenkins, who's the news director for WFIN, WKXA, and 106.3 The Fox. And these are Humans of Findlay for the day, and we appreciate it.
Thank you.